Go ahead.
I just wanted to know how you guys met.
The best dating app ever. Instagram.
He think it was a date?
He didn't know what it was either.
Oh.
I didn't know what it was either.
Yeah.
Because it was the first time that I actually went out with somebody. I didn't post it on my story.
Oh.
And like I didn't, and I tagged everybody.
Yeah.
I was like, I just went out to meet him.
You know her turnaround time. And she didn't do it.
I didn't post
That's
a
when
story.
you know he's the one.
Hey everyone, it's Nina, aka Psycho Food,
And Tiff at Take One for the Road.
and this is our special guest,
Hi, I'm Ashley.
and we are Just One Podcast. We're super excited because Ashley is one of our really, really good friends, like in the foodie space.
Yeah.
But obviously, we've taken it offline, and we're so close now, and
Yeah.
we've definitely have a special girlfriend relationship with Ashley, so we're really excited that she's on here today. But yeah, we just wanted to start off by, for people who don't know who you are, like who you are and like what kind of content do you do?
Yeah, so thanks guys for having me here. You girls are the best. So I'm Ashley. I run an account called First Date Guide, and I pretty much go around LAOC and tell people where to go on first dates.
Yeah, she knows it best, and I feel like I think when you said that you started your account, it stemmed from doing like dates, but then I know that you also do like food and like you do travel too. So I guess where was like really the beginnings in that stages?
So I was going to Cal State Long Beach, and then I remember like wanting a job in social media, and I couldn't find one, and I was like, why isn't anyone hiring me? I have 1 month left at Cal State Long Beach. I think it was May. Graduation was coming up. And then I told myself, well, how do I get experience? Maybe I should grow an account.
Yeah.
And then I was like literally on the toilet, and I was like, okay, let me come up with this like name. I don't know what it should be. And then for some reason, I was going on like horrible dates, like movie dates, and I hated when guys took me on movie
Yeah.
dates because
You guys don't even talk.
You're just watching a movie.
we're just staring at the screen, and then we're not talking. At the end, it's like, oh, how'd you like the movie? Okay, yeah, it was nice. Okay, cool,
Yeah,
bye.
like what do you talk about?
Yeah. And then I told them, so then I thought to myself, okay, well, maybe date night, date guide. I'm like, oh, first date guide or first date LA, because I go on a lot of first dates, because a lot of guys didn't make it to the second or third date back then. So I was like,
Ooh.
They didn't have
Yes.
the opportunity, basically.
Yeah.
Like she is top tier, so
I got bored.
She got bored.
And so then I thought of like first date LA. I just told all of my
like girlfriend or your
my classmates. I was like, hey, everybody follow me, blah, blah, blah. Let me know. Follow me. I'm going to just try to like grow this page. And I was just posting nonstop photos. Those Instagram.
Oh yeah,
back then.
reels weren't a thing back then.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was just mostly pictures.
Yeah,
Was it pictures of yourself or of like the things you were doing?
Yeah, it was myself. So it was not myself. It was mainly food. Maybe it was like, I don't know, the ducks at Echo Park, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
swan ducks.
That's
or whatever.
cute. Did you ever post pictures from your like bad first dates on that page?
No, I didn't actually. No, actually, I think I would snap a photo and then I would take just upload it. But the thing was, I wasn't an editor. I wasn't like, I had no skills like in art, design, photography, nothing like that, no background. And I remember I had this one friend, and I hated that he said this to me. He's like, hey Ashley, I think you might consider trying to edit your photos, like no offense. And
That's so rude. What was
But
he like?
He meant it in like the nicest way, but it
Oh.
hurt so bad.
Oh my gosh.
I'll never forget. And then I said, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna download and edit
Yeah,
it out.
tough love, tough
Yeah,
love.
like, okay, so then I started editing. I didn't know how to edit, so it made me even more self-conscious. But I was
Yeah.
just posting and posting. And then I was doing a lot of food, because I noticed that I would get more likes on food. And,
Yeah.
and people would do more like first date foods anyway, like, or the first date spots that involved food. So I said, you know what? I'll just focus on foods, and then until somebody says anything to me, then I'll start doing activities and whatnot. So
Yeah.
So yeah, anyways, I like learned how to edit my food videos, and then I would just start taking myself out on dates, my mom on dates.
The
and then,
solo
That's
dates.
cute.
Yeah, that's
so,
new.
yeah, and then like I was with really great people, and they were taking me out on new places,
Yeah.
and even like friends that I had, they're like, oh, let's go to this place, and then I would take photos, and then I pretty much would post everything, and slowly but surely I started gaining some followers.
Yeah.
TikTok came around. That's when videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I feel like
Yeah.
Ashley jumped on that super fast because
Yeah.
initially, I think most people were pretty hesitant about TikTok because they were like, "Oh, it's just like another what's Musically app." Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like a dancer, so it wasn't
Yeah.
really attractive to me. But I already noticed that you were starting to post like videos super
No, that
quick
was
on that.
so smart.
Yeah.
I think you got on the boat like at the right time, you know?
Yeah.
Like now the ship has sailed and then I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll try it now." But
I'm trying to do that with Lemon 8 right now.
oh,
I'm posting every single day on
Yeah.
Lemon 8.
yeah.
21.8K followers.
Oh my god!
Dang.
Dang.
It was I started getting more followers before the election.
Yeah.
And then it slowed down. No, sorry, it wasn't before the election. It was when once TikTok got banned, then it started slowing down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
before then, that's when I
Oh.
was like, let me just post, because for some reason I'm gaining some traction, just like I did in TikTok.
Yeah.
But granted, it is also another TikTok.
Yeah.
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 So yeah. But yeah, so then when TikTok happened, I started filming more videos, and I was like, I don't know how to edit, and I got really self-conscious of my video editing skills.
Yeah.
But luckily TikTok has their in-app,
Yeah, very user friendly.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so I started posting on TikTok, editing my videos through TikTok's app. And then another reason why I got self-conscious was I'm gonna get a brand deal one day, because people were reaching out to me back then when TikTok was a first a thing, but they were very small. Maybe it was like $150, but they still wanted to review the video. And then I said, well, what happens when I edit the video, export it on TikTok,
And then
I give
save
to
it,
them,
yeah.
and they have all these edits to do.
You have to go
I
back.
have to
Yeah.
redo and edit the
Entire
entire
video.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, it was just like a hot mess. So then that was another wake up moment where I said, Ashley, downloaded an editing app. I downloaded LumaFusion, and I literally
Nice.
was on YouTube taking notes, and then that's pretty much how I learned how to edit my videos.
Nice.
And,
Wow.
yeah, and it worked out, because now I'm like, oh shoot, my videos look legit now.
Yeah,
It
no,
paid
you,
off.
like, you have a really fast turnaround time too.
Yes,
so I
that's
think,
what I admire about Ashley. Like
Yeah.
anywhere we go, it's like instant.
literally. I remember we had gone to like a party, and then I remember Ashley, like it was like a Christmas party like a couple years ago. She's like, "Oh, I need to edit. I still need to do a voiceover for this thing." And she
Yeah.
stepped out of the party and she like
Yeah.
just did the voiceover like in like maybe a 30-minute like time span, and I was just like, she just knows what to say.
Yeah. Do you
know?
have a script or you just
I mean,
improv it?
in the beginning, so oh man, that was another thing too, when voiceovers were just becoming a thing.
Yeah.
I think like I started doing them, and then I went to Vegas, and I actually did a podcast with the team out there in Jump
Yeah.
Force, and they're like, how do you do voiceovers? I was like, I don't know, you just gotta do it, and 'cause that's what people like right now. And then a lot of the Vegas influencers started doing it, and then boom, they started going viral. and
Yeah,
I'm
they
just like,
did.
it's voiceover. So then do I have like a method? Not yes and no. I like from school I always learned that you gotta have your intro, a hook.
Yeah.
That's like back to like college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you gotta have your hook, you gotta have like an ending. My
Mhm.
ending right now, tag a friend and say let's go.
Yeah. There's
No
an
matter
action
what.
to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you always want to have like that action at the very end, just to like reel people in, because if not, you're just like, okay, and then that's it.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, it's like, that's it.
Like
It's
what do you do for that? And then I think sometimes when you prompt someone, like even if it's such a small phrase, people are like, yeah, I guess I'll do what you say.
Yeah,
like
it gets
it's
them
okay.
like going. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. So I do have like a hook, and I just the middle part of like my voiceover, pretty much I freeball it really, or I am very, very educational with what I'm saying, describing something, and I don't make it about me. I make it about other people, and I
Yeah.
say this is why you'll like it, blah 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 blah. Not this is my favorite. I like this. Me I
think there's
do that at all.
there's a point where people, like the audience, they don't really care that much. I mean, obviously if you have this relationship with them, you'll probably be able to like engage and say I a lot, but then in terms of especially Instagram, I think people always want to hear what helps them, like what's the benefit for them. And I think if you make it about your audience, they're more likely to come back because they're like, oh, this person gives me like a lot of great suggestions and stuff. So I guess what would be something that like let's start from the beginning of when you start like a video. How do you think you try to like hook people in? Like what's
your process, I guess?
What's your thought process on it? Like, oh, how do I make okay, like let's say you're at like a restaurant and then you're like, oh, how do I hook people into like,
wanting to try this food? Yeah.
Sometimes I do the research beforehand. I look at the menu. It's like, okay, well, what's something that's different? Sometimes it's really hard, and a restaurant just doesn't have anything that's different.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's
Nothing
always
stands out.
No, seriously, like I gave burgers as an example, but I feel like what other things that are at a burger restaurant is like burgers and fries. And different in the middle.
Nina just doesn't like burgers. She's a hater.
So a lot of people resonate with their city where they grew up in, their hometown. So it's like, hey, so I grew up in Southgate, California. I feel like bloggers right now do not give that love, like that area, any love. So I think about it. Well, what if I'm in the city of Irwindale? I don't know if you guys know where that's at.
It's familiar, but I don't go there.
It's like off the 605 or something.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we don't know it, but people living there, they probably know it. And so it's like hidden gem in Irwindale, or if you know Irwindale, you already know this spot.
Yeah.
So people will know, and I feel a lot of times like it's because we're not confident in like what other people know because we only know what we do. So sometimes sometimes it's a chance. But cities, so many people live in different cities, and I think that one to me is like an easy one, but I don't try to like do that every single time. I try to switch it up. So it's either like I hook somebody in with like the city they're in, something that's like viral that I think is viral worthy at a restaurant, or it could be the way you eat something. You know what I mean? Like eating a burrito like off to the side.
Like a sandwich?
Right in the middle.
Like, have you done that?
Yeah, I have.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Well.
I need to see this. I want to try it.
I don't do it all the time just because I don't want to be that gimmicky person who just like does things just for like the reaction. But for the most part, I am trying to get a reaction out of people.
Yeah. That's
You have
smart.
to like stun them. Like, gotta eat a hot dog right in the middle. With the bun and everything. But yeah, I guess like what is like some of the goals that you have for your account? And I know that you're definitely already established, but is there kind of like a direction that you are hoping to see in the future, or
so I think every year I do reflect like in January, like, okay, what do I want out of this year? Let's say obviously follower count is I'm always gonna aim to be higher, and I mean so there's always a follower count. For example, like this year I want to be taken on a cruise from a brand. Like I want a sponsored brand cruise.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
sponsored cruise trip. Yeah. Heck yeah.
I want a sponsored cruise trip. I want a paid travel trip out of the country.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Out of North America would be nice. I would love to work with more brands that I'm not comfortable with. It doesn't necessarily need to be paid at the moment, just because I want to build my portfolio. So I have some stuff like, for example, a great example is, hey, I did like a car brand trip somewhere. It was completely free.
That was cool.
But because I did that, I was able to score some other brand sponsorships that were paid.
Yeah.
So I think it's a moment of not trying to take things that are paid. It's getting that experience to prove that I can
work with like
film something other than food.
Yes.
Something other than, let's say one that would get me out of my comfort zone is fashion. I know that there's a lot of money
yeah.
in fashion.
Yeah.
But it's just maybe it's just not for me. But it's also a matter of finding out what like what I am passionate about.
Yeah.
Like let's say it's not like makeup, or maybe it's hair, and maybe I want to like learn how to get my hair curly.
Mm-hmm.
It's finding out what I like doing. So
Yeah.
those are my goals this year, since I think financially, I think it's pretty steady, and I hope that it stays that way. But you never know with social media either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just learning and seeing what else I can accomplish.
Yeah, no,
Gosh.
those are all great
Yeah,
things.
you should definitely manifest and put it out there. I feel like manifestations really do work.
Yeah. Do you believe in manifestation, or are you like?
I do. I mean, even this upcoming in the next on February 25th, which is like like a week from now, I'm gonna go to Europe, and I told myself this after, and I've been before, but I never thought I would go to Europe again because I had already been. I said, you know what? After Japan, my trip a year and a half ago, I said, I don't want to go on any trip. I want to like go to Europe. I want to make this happen. 2025. And I remember saying Europe 2025. I don't know how or when or why. And then it's happening.
I
Yeah.
love that for you.
Yeah.
Did you say it out loud, or did you write it down somewhere, or did you just think it?
I thought it. I said it out loud. I told all my friends because I feel like it holds me accountable too.
Yeah.
It's just like it's gonna be for fun too, but it's like, hey, like I manifested, I said it,
Yeah.
And you made it
and I
happen.
made it happen.
Yeah.
So I think even those little things are like pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought
Yeah.
that was nice.
What countries are you gonna go visit?
Going to London, Paris, France, and Barcelona, Spain.
Oh,
Yeah.
so much fun. You're gonna have the
Yeah.
best time.
And I wasn't a foodie back when I went, so I'm so excited to actually
Yeah.
like go in and like experience the food with like a different like the different eye.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so awesome.
Do the afternoon tea.
I
That'll
want
be fun in
to.
London.
Yeah.
Because we just did a little afternoon tea Galentine's. That's why
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
right.
Ashley should do like afternoon tea there because they have a lot of cute spots.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Yeah, I know both of you have been to Europe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She even
I
did
lived there like literally a decade ago, literally this month, a decade ago. I was living in the Netherlands for 6
I
months.
was in the Netherlands for the longest time. Well,
Wow.
not for the longest time, but I actually went to Europe 3 or 4 times, and the Netherlands was actually my home base.
Wow.
Where in the Netherlands were you?
Geez, I'm trying to remember.
This is a very niche.
Yeah, because I didn't live in Amsterdam. I lived 2 hours south of Amsterdam in a
was it
little
called?
city called Maastricht. It's very small. It's like the little booger that hangs off the Netherlands if when you look on a map. And it's like 30-minute bike ride from Belgium. I'm closer to Germany than I am to Amsterdam.
Oh, okay.
Very small town. And I just like studied at their business school for half a year.
Half a year? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I went to what I do remember is I went to like a theme park, Effelton.
Oh, I haven't been there.
Effelton?
That sounds fun
No, I
though.
had friends that lived in the military, or were in the military out there.
Uh-huh.
It was the Air Force.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, I think it was in Germany. I can't even remember.
I'm
This was-
sure.
This
Yeah.
was a long time ago
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So I'm like, oh gosh, where was I? But I remember always flying into Amsterdam, and then from there I would go to Disneyland Paris all the time.
Whoa, that's cool.
That's cool.
Wait, how long were you there for?
I
like-
was there for like 2 weeks at a time, then another 2 weeks, and then
Oh, you just kept going back, like.
yeah, and it's so foggy to me just because I know for a fact that I spent a month in Europe, but during that month of being in Amsterdam, what was I doing? I went to Africa for 2 weeks too.
Oh yeah. Did you go to Morocco?
I went to South Africa.
I'm so jealous.
It was so much fun.
My dream
Really?
manifest.
It was so much fun.
What
yeah.
was that experience like?
Well, it was a cruise, so I was able to like
They have
go
a
island
cruise.
hopping. Yeah,
Wow.
I did the safari thing. I do want to experience safari in Africa again because I did not get to see lions, and I
Yeah.
love lions.
Oh.
Yeah, we were talking about like Ashley's favorite animal, and
Oh, is it a
like
lion?
she loves lions. She even made like the Lion King Lego.
Oh,
thing.
that's right.
Simba,
Yeah.
I need to see a lion.
Dang,
Wait,
no
were they
lions
just
there?
like sleeping that day? Like they were just on break?
I think I saw a lot of animals, but I don't know where the lions were. I know I saw like elephants, I saw zebras, I saw
Like the giraffe.
giraffes, hippos.
Yeah.
It was just the lions for some reason. They were just not out today.
Maybe they're tired or something.
Yeah,
They're busy
on
being
break.
kings.
No, that always happens. It's like the one you want to see the most. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, so you have to go back again. Because remember, I was in Japan, I really wanted to see the capybara,
Oh,
and I made a
yeah.
reservation to go to this animal cafe in Osaka that had capybaras. So I made it for 3:30. Right, I go and they're like, "Sorry, the capybara and the llamas go on break at 2:30 for the rest of the
They
day."
have a,
But we
they
have
shift.
like dogs and cats.
Oh no.
I'm like, why did you not put that on the website?
I
You know? So I didn't get
Literally.
to see capybara, and I was sad.
But but I feel like even if you're trying to plan, you can't predict when.
Yeah, so it's
With the
just like
lions and
another reason to
animals.
go back,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it
Yeah.
just give me another. I would like to visit a different part of Africa because I
Yeah.
know that there are other like safari options out there. And
Yeah.
yeah. So I think it'd be really cool to.
That's
experience.
awesome. I feel like I rarely hear people talk about like going to these places too, because I think most people we see, they always go to like Japan or like Korea
Yeah.
or something. So I don't think, or maybe I'm just not on that side of Instagram or TikTok.
No, I feel it. I feel like South Africa is like, I want to go so bad, but no one really talks about it. Everyone's talking about Japan right now.
Yeah.
Japan is very hype.
And everyone talks about Europe as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I haven't really seen too many people go to Europe. So
Yeah, recently,
hopefully-
especially.
Recently.
I do want, because the 3 countries that I'm going to in a couple weeks or in a week, I've already been. I just want to show my boyfriend Paul.
Yeah.
I want to show him everything that I've done already.
Yeah, is that his first time in general for
In Europe, yeah.
Wow.
He's gonna have the best
Yeah.
time.
I
So
know.
I want to go back to Europe, but I want to experience different countries.
Yeah.
Because I want to I like that feeling of getting like culture shock.
Yes.
I do, but I don't. But it's
Yeah.
fine. It's like public speaking.
But it's nice that you're like versed in it, because there's so many people out there in the world, and I think people experience life different ways, and it's nice to like be in their lives like as like kind
Yeah.
of fans. you know?
Yeah, and it's nice that because you have a big platform, you can share it with people who maybe,
Educate.
who don't have the opportunity to travel. You're like bringing it to them, which I think is
Yeah.
really lovely.
It's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember when I first started TikTok, I was actually in Africa. It was during that phase. So if you scroll back to the very, very beginning, I actually had a couple of videos go viral because of the wildlife.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it.
that was
We
the
got to bring it
beginning.
back.
So
Now I
we
know how
just
to
have to
edit.
go to Africa.
Yeah. Next girls trip.
Yes.
That would be kind of cool.
Manifest.
Yeah.
Manifest.
What are the like hotels or like stay like?
Oh yeah,
over
did you
there?
stay in the
Did you
like,
stay in the
safari? Because I know there's options to do something like that, right?
Yes. So it was very different because I wasn't like hands, like I didn't.
It wasn't like immersive.
It wasn't hands on for me to like
Oh.
schedule everything. I know there was a lot of like communication through WhatsApp.
Mhm.
We stayed in a hostel when we arrived in Africa, and then we had to like hire a tour guide pretty much, and
Mhm.
they took us to a safari hotel that we spent the night in,
Oh.
and then we had to like wake up at like dawn.
Crack of dawn.
Yeah, to like go out and see the animals and then come back, because the animals wake up and then they're most active like during like I don't know, like 4 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
Or sorry, like
4
5
a.m.
a.m. or something
Yeah.
like that. So we stayed one night and then we just went back, and then I think that was it. It was everything was very short lived, and
Mhm.
because I don't remember it, I really want to just redo it again so that I could really like bring back all those. Like,
Yeah,
those
and it'd be
feelings.
cool
Yeah.
to do it with like a partner or
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would think that'd be great to
Yeah.
share that moment with someone special.
Mhm. And I also like social media, because for us, like I think for me, I like documenting things, and when we're on travel, it makes me remember it more. And if we had been bloggers way back then, I feel like we probably would have recalled better. But I'm excited to see what you have, like
Yeah.
especially in Europe, or if you go to Africa, or we go to
yeah,
Africa.
and what's nice is you always post in time.
Yeah, you do.
Like Ashley's the only person I know who posts everything in time, and it's so impressive. I don't know how you do it,
Yeah.
but it's nice because you actually get to like follow your journey. Whereas I sometimes post things.
and I low-key forget. towards the end of the
Yeah,
day.
like weeks later.
You know, it's because I'm not a perfectionist. I just post.
Yeah.
Post,
Yeah.
post. Sometimes I give a lot more effort,
Mhm.
but for the most part, I do it kind of for myself, because I have so many memories on the Instagram app. That I can just go back and I could recall any moment like that I want just because I posted on my story. So I actually see it as like a memory log.
Yeah.
Do you usually post the day of, or do you post the next day?
If I don't post the day of, I will forget. So I try to post as like I
As soon
sit
as you
down
can.
at the end of the night or even in my hotel room and I just try to post as much as I can if I don't do it in real time.
Yeah.
And I do that when I'm at home too. But let's say I know that I'm gonna have an off day the next day. I just post everything on an off day. Like maybe I'm no more than a week late.
Okay, that's,
Yeah.
that's still pretty fast.
That's really fast turnaround.
No more than a week late.
Yeah.
So let's bring it back to maybe like food. What are some like food ventures that you've done where it's like your favorite thing that you've experienced, and then what is like the worst?
Mhm. Like whether it's like an event or
Favorite thing that I've experienced, I would have to like give credit to food blogging because I have tried so many different foods like everywhere that now that when I go to like let's say a Michelin restaurant, I feel like I could actually appreciate that food. And sometimes I want to tell my like even gift my mom like, oh, I want to take you to a Michelin restaurant. I'm like, you're just not gonna appreciate it, and it's very hard to find people who can appreciate that fine food.
yeah.
It's very, very hard. So I like to, I don't know, food is like a love language too, but sometimes I can't even show my love. They can't get it.
Yeah.
But I would say, Michelin star restaurants I think are the best. In LA, not so much. I like going to try one in a different country because it's so different from what they offer here in LA too. Plus
What's been your favorite one?
my favorite one, most memorable one would have to be in Japan. It was just a bar and it was they focused on tempura.
Ooh.
So it was a lot of little bites that were tempera'd.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It was
so
Michelin.
It was Michelin and it was ran by just husband wife duo.
Wow.
And that's it. It was just them two, and the guy was the one who was, frying everything up, and then the wife was the one giving us new fresh plates and stuff. And
Wow.
that was, I didn't even know it existed. Paul just made the reservation. He's like, I think this is gonna be cool, and it was the best. Yeah.
Wow.
Dang. Okay, you're gonna have to give us the rec so that next time we go back we can go try it.
That was cool.
Has there ever been a food experience you've like gone on that was a collaboration that wasn't the best?
It's been a while just because that's why I can't find myself to do the free things anymore where a restaurant invites me and then I go experience the food, because I feel like each time I just don't have the best time because something always goes wrong.
Yeah.
Really?
Like all the time. I don't even know why. So I would rather go to a restaurant now, pay for my pita sandwich and, 2 sides or whatever and create a video out of that than do like the free stuff, because either they don't know I'm coming in, or I wait 45 minutes to even like an hour and a half for them to, even let me order the food. I'm restricted on what I can order. And, so unless we talk about all of these details beforehand, then I feel confident going in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the most recent one, I can't even remember just because a lot of the times there's such great experiences, and it's been maybe, I don't know, it's been a couple years since I've had a bad experience just because I don't allow myself to be treated like that anymore, which I think is like a lot of people don't like need to get at that level too, just to be respected as an influencer, because a lot of times not restaurant owners, but it could even be like the staff, they just don't understand what you're doing is actually like impactful to them. So they just don't treat you right. So
yeah, you have a boundary,
yeah,
which
I
is
have
good.
a boundary now, yes.
Yeah, I think that's what's important, and I think that's what people miss, especially if they're starting out, because they're like, oh, I'm just gonna take everything that people offer me, but then it also kind of burns you out too, because you have to go through the work of like going to the restaurant, doing like the video, and some people might think like, oh, that's nothing, you're just eating food, but there's a whole process to it. But do you ever find yourself when you're at a restaurant and people are just like so awed by you and they just like give you too much, or you're just like, oh, Okay, yeah, like I can film that. Do you ever find yourself
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the times they just want to they want to keep offering dishes, but I do tell them no, it's like not needed. It's way too much to film because I remind them too. I only have like 30 seconds and I have plenty of content. I'm still shooting like the inside, the outside of your restaurant. Eating, I don't need too much, especially if I film in the kitchen. That's plenty of shots. I only need 2 dishes like at most, maybe 3 dishes at most, and I could find something because not everything will make it into the video. So then I just tell them nowadays like, no, it's not needed, and I usually go in with the idea of it being a date night experience. Do you think this is a date night experience?
Wow, yeah.
So I only need 2 entrees, 2 appetizers, 2 drinks.
Or else it's
1
like
dessert.
unrealistic if they give you a ton more food. Okay.
Yeah, and that's maybe 7 items, but that's including sides and drinks. But that also helps me limit myself from ordering and even wanting to take advantage, you know.
And like taking it home and eating it yourself.
It's like, oh, you know what? I don't need a steak, a salmon, the rack of lambs. I need to calm myself too and say, no, I just need, 1 seafood dish, 1 steak dish.
Yeah.
And then like a salad and, like
some
I don't know,
drinks.
some jalapeno poppers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. But it also helps me because I gave myself that also like limit as well, But of course it's always nice whenever they just throw stuff in there and then they give you like some extra stuff because it's extra content, and I also don't want them to like think anything negative about me like taking advantage or stuff.
But I do like that mindset where if you're doing like if you're on a date, you're not ordering like 8 dishes, you're probably ordering like 2 for yourself and whoever you're with. So that's true.
Yeah.
So
Good point. Yeah. So I guess it's a good habit for you, like when you're out doing collaborations. But what are some other habits that you have like on social media? Like, is it about like, do you have a posting time, or do you think it's best to post things like?
Yeah. So I think I give myself a lot of like regulations. Maybe it was my private school.
Oh man.
Yeah, like because I wasn't allowed to do like certain things. I would get fined for certain things. You know what I
Really?
mean? Like you have to tuck in your shirt and like you have to do XYZ. So another thing that I just thought of is whenever I go into a restaurant, I give myself 7 days, and I tell the owner or whoever I'm working with, I say the video, once I come in, my video will come out within 7 days. If it goes over that, then I'll let them know.
Yeah, but it holds you accountable so that you do it too.
Yes,
yeah.
And usually I try to just knock it out, or else I'm just gonna have a list of different restaurants that I have for my personal self, places that I've gone to, sponsored stuff. Let's say like I'm supporting let's say like an event or so, like 7 days. If not, then I'm just going just to go. Like it's, you know what I mean? And it's like pushing out content. It makes me also, when I'm there, take content enough that will be helpful when I'm editing, so that I'm not like dreading it. So that's why whenever I go to an event or a restaurant, I take it very seriously, and I'm not there just to like, oh, I just like invite whoever. If I'm going there, it's work.
Yeah.
I'm going there to make a video, and I take it so seriously. And sometimes, I don't know, I feel like I imagine Anne Hathaway being like this because she's like super professional in like the acting space. But whenever I go to a restaurant, I'm like, no, I gotta work before I have fun. That's for
good.
sure.
Yeah.
So there's that. I give myself 7 days. Whenever I post, I make sure I post on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Lemon8, Red Note.
Really?
There's one more.
Red Note
And Snapchat now.
Oh yeah.
So
Snap is big now, I heard.
Snapchat I don't really like get too much because I thought that you can create like a public profile, but then I think it stems from your personal account.
Yeah,
too.
I can't make a separate account, so I've been debating whether or not, because my friend, she's big on Snapchat, and she's like, Tiffany, you gotta start posting on Snapchat, and I'm like, but it's my personal account, and I don't know if anyone would want to watch my personal stuff. And she's like, you don't know that, just post. And I was like, I'm shy.
But for Snapchat though, is that it? Can you post your own content that you've already edited, or you have to post like,
in real time?
No, I just post everything I post. So if I make one video, it goes on all of the platforms, if it makes sense. Like,
So you can post it to your story, or is that how it works on Snapchat?
I think so I posted on my story. I don't know. I'm still new to Snapchat, so I have no idea even what I'm doing, but I post it wherever it lets me.
Yeah.
So if it's on my public, or
Yeah.
if it's my personal, now I don't even care. I kind of like let go of the fact like, oh, this is everybody that I knew like back in high school, and like I do not care anymore. They already know that I'm doing first date guide. I'm not even
That's
posting on
true.
Snapchat anymore. I'm just uploading, and they see it, and it's like, oh, Ashley's like posting on. I don't care. They could unfollow.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
Yeah.
care
true.
anymore.
Yeah.
I need to get on Snapchat is the way I see things.
Yeah.
Because the TikTok scare, when they were going to take it away, or they did take it away for those few hours,
What
it
are you
made me
gonna
really
do?
think. Yeah.
Like you really have to diversify your content.
So YouTube Shorts. So now it's not. It's like whenever I have content that I create for myself, I have to post on all of them.
Yeah.
I have to now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's been like that since I think just January this year. So it's been a couple of weeks. So
Yeah.
who am I to know?
which one's gonna work, because
Yeah.
you really didn't, even for TikTok you wouldn't have known like, oh, this platform is just gonna skyrocket. And the way that it started back then is so different now. Like there's TikTok shop, like there's a lot of people still reach out, like collaborations there too, because I think I usually get it from Instagram and it's like but it's developed into a platform that I need.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Instagram, that's my baby. And it goes. I juggle between TikTok and Instagram just because the follower count is like so high, but engagement is hard too. And figuring out the what's it called, the algorithm is just it's such a beast. And I tell everybody, oh, I can't wait to figure out the algorithm. They're like, oh, you just figure it out. I was like, I don't know. Sometimes stuff works well, sometimes
on
it
one
doesn't.
and it doesn't on the other, and I can never figure out why that is though, because it's almost like similar audiences.
Yeah, but you experiment a lot with content, and like I think even from like was it like last year where Ashley was really testing out like, oh, let me try doing like voiceovers or not voiceovers, speaking in front of the camera, which is I think your style now too. You like she'll directly speak to the camera in the first like few seconds, but I'll let you speak on what experimenting is like for you.
Yeah, I'm still not comfortable talking to the camera, that's for sure. But yeah, I try to talk on camera. I try to do voiceovers. I try to do standalone videos with an audio. I do audio without. Oh, sorry, it's just original audio. Then I try to do trends, and then I try to do creative trends that I think of. And stuff tanks, and that's the stuff that's when it hurts, because people don't reach out to me when my stuff is tanking, or they say you're not worth it.
Literally, that just happened to her. Like someone told her that it wasn't like worth to collaborate with Ashley.
Yeah, there's like, oh, you need to drop it down, like you need to drop it down, or you need to like either like, oh, it's not worth it. And I'm like, I know your stuff, and it's actually gone like pretty viral, and a lot of people. You have viral stuff. I know if I post that on my page, it's gonna work. Yes, the trend didn't work, but that was like a 10 second thing that honestly trends I don't really think bring business.
They don't.
It's the voiceovers. And then let's say it's like a cookie shop that had me come in, and they only have chocolate chip cookies, raisin cookies, and like I don't know, some other brown looking cookie. That's not gonna go viral. Like I hate to break it to you, maybe it will, but it's not going to hit every time.
Yeah.
You know? So there are certain places where I can see, like I could look at a restaurant and their menu, and I can see if stuff will perform well. And the other thing is like, if stuff tanks, I still see my account as value, because there's so many people that have been following me for years. There are so many journalists, publications that follow me. There are repost accounts that follow me. And the fact that you'll be on their like
radar.
Their radar. I think that is so important for people. PR agencies follow me. People in industries follow me. I'm sure maybe like an investor out there is like a foodie, and they follow a couple of food bloggers, and maybe one of my pages. You never know who's looking at the content. Yeah, so it's just
No, you have a lot of exposure, but yeah, it was just
That's
ridiculous.
crazy.
I know. Yeah. And I mean, I give it to other people too, because they may not know like that, but like especially at a following that Ashley has, it's like
If they're not
where did she
willing,
get that from?
I
You
know. I'm like, if they're not willing to collaborate with you, they're not going to get a collaboration with anybody.
Yeah. But either way, I feel like those are kind of like once in a blue moon. Sometimes,
yeah, it
where-
doesn't
so
happen.
shocked.
There are so many people that are, you know, awesome, and they, you know, pay my rate. Some even offer to pay more, which is awesome. So, you know, it's just sometimes there's those people who are just nickel and diming, and they just, you know, maybe they just can't afford it, but they'd rather just be vocal about it and, you know, tear someone's, you know, like work down, which is fine. And it happens. I have tough skin, so it's fine.
Yeah. No, I feel like, do you feel like you've had tough skin like this whole time, or do you think you've just like
built it over time through all the random haters.
I think I built like so I came from a sales background, so I had always known that you got to get a lot of no's before you get a yes, but you will get a yes. But you have to put yourself out there to keep asking in order, you know, to get sales. So I don't mind rejection.
Yeah.
It happens so often naturally, you know, or you know, like in work, and it can even be, you know, just personal stuff, like, you know, it's fine. Yeah, so it's fine. Rejection is gonna come regardless. I mean,
it makes you stronger.
Yeah. So going to maybe dates this time, have you felt like you've gone any, like, I know you briefly talked about bad dates, but what do you think is some of like the worst date things that people can do as a first date?
I guess movies.
Movies. I think I don't know, KBBQ is like a hit or miss.
You know them to cook for you?
No, so I used to think, okay, yes, like I would love to see if, like, let's say the guy would cook for me, you know, or let me do all the grunt work, or if we would cook together, you know, like what is this relationship gonna be like? But now that I'm older, I don't want to smell like Korean barbecue after dinner, you know. It's just not the vibe. So yeah, I think, movie dates, Korean barbecue. I do like those, like, like, I think shabu is fun. I like activities that you can actually, like, do stuff together.
What are your favorite date spots then?
I would say shaved ice, because that's
cool.
something you can eat together.
Yeah.
Shabu is fun. Worst date. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. Seafood boil. Seafood boil is a no-go.
Bad one.
You don't want to smoke shrimp for 3 days?
Yeah, and then I don't want to know if he doesn't know, like, how to, like, not, like, peel the shrimp, because, like, I grew up peeling shrimp, and I'm like, let me just teach you.
Yeah.
But you want to test to see if he will peel your shrimp for you,
true.
like, in the future. Yeah. I'm like you know how they have like passenger princesses for driving? I'm a peeled shrimp princess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like peeling shrimp. I like my shrimp peels, so I want to see if someone's willing to peel shrimp for me.
Oh, that's cute.
Maybe not the first date then.
Yeah, that could be like a later. That's like your first date after you become official.
Well, you peel my shrimp for me.
Yeah, no, seriously.
What about like chicken? I always think that's because you know how if you
chicken?
No, but you know if you eat like chicken with the bone in it, and then you're eating wings for an example.
Oh yeah, it's like not cute.
Is that a good first date? Like you're picking the bones and you have like the sauce on your lip.
Like anything with hands, like using your hands to eat on a first date. How do you feel about that?
It's not terrible. It's not terrible. I feel like if you're gonna use your hands, I would say like tacos are a good one, because it's very relaxed, especially if it's a first date.
Yeah. It's a one you go in and that's your bite.
you go in
Just one bite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think bartending. Bar dates are really cute with like small tapas or whatever. I think is great. I mean, even for guys, I kind of feel bad for guys because they have to like spend so much by taking.
I thought about that too, but I think these days for like first dates, guys can just get you like a coffee, a boba, a drink, and I think that's appropriate for the first date so that they're not overspending.
Yeah, not like a lobster dinner. I think that's a little bit like too much.
Yeah. Do you think that the guy should pay for your first date stuff, or do you think you should split? Yeah,
I think he should pay.
What happens if you go to like dessert afterwards? Do you pay, or do you think you?
It depends. I feel like if they make it that far, I think, like maybe the girl is like more willing to, actually she wants to be with him, she could, I think like a cup of coffee or like, a boba or like something. I think it would be fine. But I think when a guy pays for the first date the whole day, or even just offers to pay, I just think it's a respect thing. I think he just wants to show you that he's like respectful, that it's like a first date and he's not trying to
provide.
Yeah.
What about like
I'm not trying to be the boyfriend here.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
What about like picking up someone for like a first date, or would you rather meet
how do you
them?
feel about that?
I think women should drive themselves. Just because, especially if it's like a Tinder date or
safety,
you never know.
Just for safety, I think yes, she should drive herself. If she has met the guy before, yes, I'd say he would need to drive. He would need to pick her up. Yeah.
True.
Okay. Yes.
But have you ever gone on like online dating before?
Yeah, I used to online date a lot, like a lot.
What was your chosen?
What was your
app?
favorite app?
Okay, Cupid.
Oh yeah.
I never used that one.
Yeah, it was fun. I feel like they had a lot of cool questions back in the day. I mean, I think I downloaded a Hinge a long time ago when it was like a first thing. So I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years too. So I'm out of the online dating.
Out of the loop,
yeah. So I don't really know much, but I think OkCupid was the best because they actually had questions that you needed to answer, and I would like to read people's writing and how clever they were based off actually answering those questions. So that was like a big plus for me.
Yeah,
that's cool.
There has to be something that is in your profile that prompts them to like start a conversation. Like you can start a conversation about anything, but if you have nothing to give in those like prompts, I feel like it could be probably hard, especially for the girl too. Because does OkCupid, does it matter who reaches out first, or
I don't think it matters. Okay. I think it didn't matter back then. There wasn't, maybe there was like a paid option, but it wasn't really necessary. I think back then it was a OkCupid and Plenty of Fish.
What's that?
I've never heard of Plenty of Fish.
Never heard of Plenty of Fish? No. Oh my God, that's crazy.
What is that?
It's still around. But I think Plenty of Fish was a lot older.
Okay.
OkCupid was newer. So it was almost the same thing, but I felt like at that point, Plenty of Fish was more of like a Tinder, just hooking up sort of like dating app. And then OkCupid, people were actually looking for relationships because I was always looking for relationships.
No, that's so no, that's fair. The apps are always changing though. Did you hear now? Apparently Hinge is more like the Tinder, and Tinder is more like Hinge now.
What? Oh wow.
Yeah,
no, I didn't know that.
The space has really changed. Online dating is not what it like was 5 years ago.
Oh wow.
For me, it's very different. I think the stalkers now were like Hinge doing videos, and then the voice, like they
voice
have a
prompts. There's people literally filming ads of themselves, putting it on their Hinge profile. Like
that's crazy.
Hey there, my name is Mick. Welcome to my profile page.
Yeah. And I've also seen where
that's so crazy to me.
Plants. It's
that's
like
funny.
It's almost like when people do architectural digest and they're like, welcome, come inside my home. This is like that's how the Hinge profiles are like now.
I've seen too where people on the
crazy
on like their Hinge profile, they'll put it's like an audio that they can record, and then they'll put the music that they're like, oh, this is what describes me, or what song or something, I don't know, and then that's what you're listening to as you're like scrolling through their profile.
That's
like
crazy.
Which is so funny
like
because
elevator music.
Which is funny because on Instagram you can choose a music that people you can choose music to set for your profile, and that's what people basically can listen to.
You know what, I put First Date by Blink-182. Very fitting.
Very on brand.
I know. Okay, so what are some like things on dates that girls should like do, or like I guess help in conversation? Like, do you think girls should carry the conversation, or do you think guys, or it should be a little bit of both?
I think everyone needs to have the right questions. If anything, I think just asking them deep questions from the get-go. Hey, like, honestly, just because you have one date, might as well just figure things out. Hey, how are your parents? How many siblings do you have? What's your birthday? This is like the time to actually ask these questions, because if not, you don't want to ask like, oh, what's your favorite are your parents divorced? Do you want to ask that later, or do you want to know just like off the bat? Like it's almost like an interview. I'd say
It is like a job interview.
like just ask these questions. Like, oh, where do you like to shop? What do you do on your free time? What do you do for work? I always say don't ask about work too much because you don't want to really like they shouldn't be defined by their work. So just ask them more about themselves and what they do on their free time or what they would like to do on their free time. I feel like asking about goals is kind of like it could be a little bit too like
open-ended. Or is it too far into
too
the future?
serious? Maybe too serious because it kind of puts them on the spot. Like if they're like interviewing for a job in a way. Yeah, I would just ask like the nitty gritty like base questions.
That's true. Yeah, I feel like some people are hesitant to ask like deeper questions because they think that it might scare them off, but it's true because if you're only there for that one date, might as well figure out if you're actually like
compatible on the
like,
same
with morals,
page,
maybe too, like manners. And also I think if you already get a background gist, you'll probably know what kind of goals they have.
Yeah, exactly. And then I wouldn't say anything about like getting married or having kids because everyone and their mothers know those are sensitive.
What are other topics then you suggest people avoiding completely on a first date?
Ex-boyfriends. Wait 1 second. Well, sorry, ex-girlfriends I meant. Like I think maybe the last question you can ask them, or like a question you can ask them is why did it end with your last? I think that's the appropriate question to ask and not asking too much.
You can learn like what is like where their head is at, maybe.
That's true. Maybe you'll be able to gauge if they want an like a long serious a longer relationship. That's true. That's a good question.
Then you could kind of leave it at that. You know, it's like, oh, how long have you been single for? That's very basic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask anything about like, oh, when was the last time you like slept with somebody or anything like that. I really don't even think you knew like get into that. That's like too personal. It's kind of like whatever. You met me now.
Yeah, but I feel like just talking about your past is kind of not very common. Like, I guess maybe you don't like bring it up, and
especially on a first date.
Yeah,
and then if they start to reminisce too much about their exes, you can kind of see it. They're not over them. Yeah, they're not over them.
They're not ready.
And but if they really don't want to talk about it, it's like, oh, why don't you want to talk about it? It's like, you could kind of see where they're at, kind of. I mean, you could just trust your instincts a little bit.
Yeah, I know you're dating Paul, but did you have like a preference of like someone who's maybe like the same culture as you, or?
I feel like I always gravitated towards Hispanics. For the most part, just because it's a lot easier to like bond with like
not have to
culture.
Explain your culture.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's always been like that. I know it's very interesting because he's actually, I think his grandmother's grandmother came here from Mexico, I think. So he's like very like American, but I know there's like a hint of Hispanic. But he does understand like the culture too, so he knows some Spanish words. I'm like, okay, it's like you're a little white boy, but but it's like you have that Hispanic like twang to you or something. That's good enough.
But yeah, I guess it's fun to have someone who's like the same like culture, because me and my boyfriend, we're both Filipinos, so I'm like, this is actually easy to like talk about.
It's a little easier. Yeah,
that's cute.
Yeah, but it's not terrible like still like learning about different cultures too, and like dating people from different cultures, but it's just always easier. I've heard my friends too, they just say like, oh, like, oh, I'm Hispanic, he's black, like the cultures you don't really know, so you have to learn, so you just have to have that love that's like gonna help both of you kind of like teach each other. But for the most part, I feel like people usually go for like their own culture, I think. But yeah.
Also go ahead.
I just wanted to know how you guys met.
I had the best dating app ever. Instagram.
I was like, is it the Plenty of Fish one?
Yeah.
No, we met through there. I know he has been a blogger for so many years, a lot longer than I have. He was like one of the pioneers when Instagram first came out.
He's an OG.
So I just looked at him and I'm like, or even saw it, like, just looked over to him and I was like, okay, yeah, it's never gonna be a thing. So I went in to like meet him at KBBQ actually.
So that is not a first date.
First date.
We were just meeting each other, and it's
You heard it here first, Paul.
You didn't cook for her?
No,
she
he did.
Okay,
He
okay.
actually did cook for me. And
Okay.
the thing was, it wasn't really a date, which I really like, because I told myself I would never date anybody in the space, like industry influencer. I said no. That was like another rule I had for myself. Like I could not.
Yeah.
And then I met him, and I was like, oh, he's very cool. He's like, I like how he makes his videos, and he's just a very cool guy, very chill. And then
Did he think it was a date?
he didn't know what it was either.
Oh.
I didn't know what it was either,
Yeah.
because it was the first time that I actually went out with somebody.
Who's like a foodie?
I didn't post it on my story,
Oh.
and like I tagged everybody. I was like, I just went out to meet him.
You know her turnaround time, and she didn't do it.
I didn't post
That's
the
when
story.
you know he's the one.
And then we had KBBQ. I was asking him a lot of serious questions. I asked him about oh, how long have you been single for? I was asking him these questions, but just because he also is a very quiet guy, so I'm very I'm talkative, and I was way more talkative back then. So I was just asking him a bunch of questions, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I kind of went out. It wasn't a date. But then we started meeting up little by little, like, oh, do you want to do this cocktail tasting with me? We would go to tastings together, and then we go to events together. Then he asked me out to dinner one day, and it was shabu, which was
Okay, that was the best date.
Best
Date.
that was, and yes, he paid for that.
Oh.
Wait, so for Korean barbecue, did you split?
We split. We split.
Okay.
It was just a friend
was
thing.
like a
I didn't want him to
hangout,
think
yeah.
anything either. Like, oh, like this is a date where I think I offered just was like, I just didn't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to,
you
like,
think
think-
weirdly
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
When you talked to him after, what did he? You said that he was unsure, but
No, he didn't know. He was
Okay.
kind of like he just did not know what was happening. He just knew he's just meeting up with me, and
what was his first impression of you then?
He's like, this girl can really yap.
I don't know. He said I was cute, and honestly, when I was looking at him, I was like, oh, he's cute. Because I had only ever seen him on
Social media.
but I was also not thinking anything of it. So I haven't really asked him too much. But we're here 5 years later. We have a condo together. I'm sure some sparks were flying, or maybe it was the smoke from KBBQ.
Oh, it's so misty. It smells too.
yeah, and it was just KBBQ, and then we went our own ways.
separate
That was it. Yeah.
ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's very cute.
Yay.
Very cute.
No, I mean, yeah, you can see Paul's food hall.
Yeah, Paul's food hall.
And first date guy. So shout out to him.
Shout out to Paul.
Yeah, but so I guess when you travel with Paul, is that a different experience than when you travel by yourself?
Oh yeah, because he has so much patience with being a food blogger. So that's the other thing too. If you're dating a food blogger, you can't eat your food. And it just made so much sense with Paul, because he understood that I wanted these angles, and I didn't have to explain what I was doing, even my work. It just, and then he's also a videographer, so he has an eye, and he helps me take videos of myself, and we knock out content pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
and then we can just go on and be off with our day, and he'll see me on my phone either editing or just doom scrolling, and he won't really judge me, which I feel a lot of people are why are you on your phone? Oh, what's going on your phone? Oh, who are you texting? But it's not like that at all, because we have that understanding that I'm always on my phone. He's always on his phone, and it kind of takes away that question when you're in a relationship, why are you on your phone
Yeah, you
so
don't
much?
have
Who
to
are you
explain
talking
yourselves,
to?
yeah.
So it's very nice, and I feel like that I actually appreciate, and I can't even imagine being with somebody who's like, God, you're always on your phone. I
Yeah.
can't imagine that right now because I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I need my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, traveling it's really nice because he understands. But I also too don't take a long time when I'm shooting my content.
Yeah.
And I tell him, okay, now you can eat. Like, you know what I mean? But I take thoughtful shots.
Meaning, yeah,
Meaning,
you're
like,
you're moving with purpose, maybe.
yeah, with my shots. So it's like I'm getting literally only the shots that I need, not like, oh, I just see this angle, let me try this out and try to do that. You know, I try not to for them. I try training myself, and it took a long time to get where I'm at because I understand that people want to eat as well.
Yeah,
So,
At the time, we are used to eating it cold, so try to be
It's
fast.
just he was pretty shy too, so when I have the light flashing, it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to embarrass him or anyone else, so it's kind of like, okay, so just being respectful of that too.
Yeah. Especially if you're at like a fine dining restaurant and it's really dark inside.
I know, and then you have your light on, dude. That always happens to me, and people are just like staring, and it's awkward.
Yeah, or just don't go to fine dining with dark. Yeah, I've had it before. I was with one of our friends, and there was this couple who kept being like, it wasn't even pointed at them, like the light box that we have. They're like, can you turn that off? And then they kept interrupting her as she was trying to film like her for her collab. Yeah,
That's hard.
I know. Yeah, which I understand, but also at that point we were like, it's not even facing you. It was like they were let's say that I was like sitting here, she was sitting there, and then they were like behind me, so the light was facing her, so it's not like they could see it. So
Oh
but it's okay. At least you have your designated boyfriend to help you. It kind of helps when there's another person there.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Shooting by yourself is really hard, but I try to put myself out there and film like alone, just so that I have that independence still.
But
I could do it myself, but it is hard. I feel like when you have that second person there shooting with you, it just knocks things out a lot faster.
so much
sure.
faster. But maybe this is a good time to segue to like our little game.
Yeah.
So we have this game, or do you want to?
Yeah, we have this game. It's called Vibe Check. Have you seen like Ellen DeGeneres' like burning question segment that she used to do? It's just like kind of on hot seat, and we just give you questions, and you have like a few seconds to answer.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna give you questions, and then you're just gonna answer them.
Okay.
Do you want to do the odd questions? I'll do the even.
Okay. Let's see. First one. What's the worst date you've ever been on?
It was in Long Beach. There's this guy, I swear, I think he was like coked out or something, because he just kept asking me a bunch of like questions, and then he drank his drink super quick. We went to Doghouse, and then he's like, do you want a hot dog? I hate hot dogs, or I just will not eat hot dogs.
Did he already know that?
No, it was our first date.
Okay,
Yeah, so then he was very talkative. He scarfed down that hot dog so fast. He's like, okay, next place. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna go home. He leans in for a kiss. I said, absolutely not.
Yeah. Are you someone who does not want like a first kiss?
I would not. For the most part, that's another kind of rule that I gave myself too. I do not kiss on first dates.
Yeah.
Especially if I meet somebody on Tinder. I don't know where they've been.
Yeah. So and he just scarfed down a hot dog and immediately goes in for a kiss.
I was genuinely kind of like, grossed out and weirded out, and I'm like, are you on drugs? I swear I was on drugs. And then he's like, okay, yeah, I understand. And then he's like, can you drop me off? And I was like,
Did you drop him off?
I dropped him off.
Did he walk there?
It was like just down the street. It wasn't anything crazy, and he seemed nice enough where I'm like, okay, he's not like a weirdo. I just think he doesn't know how to like. He was
date?
He
has no dating etiquette.
How did you meet him? Like,
I think this one was through Tinder, and that's why I never used Tinder like
ever again.
I can't even remember the second Tinder date I went. I think I only went like on a handful of them, but I think that one was like borderline the last one, where I was like, I can't do that. Yeah, I was like, I can't do that anymore.
She blacked it
that
out.
was such like a weird time, and I was like, that was kind of like a waste of a night, because
You could have been doing something.
Yeah,
else.
it's like I just got one drink and then I just watched somebody drink eat a hot dog and then
Basically drank the hot dog is what
yeah.
Was it on a
now.
weekend or a weekday?
it was so long ago. I can't
Okay, because
remember.
I always say for first dates now, I try not to do weekends because I don't want to waste my weekend on a first date.
True.
So I'm like weekday dates only.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's
saving the
interesting.
weekend for like people that I actually care
That's
about.
true. That's a good point because
Yeah.
like weekdays, it's like so like you only have that much time, and
Yeah.
it's most
That's
likely gonna be
true.
at night too. So you have something to return to.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is your celebrity crush growing up?
Ryan Gosling.
Really?
Yeah, it's like very weird because I'm not into white boys, but Ryan Gosling for some reason, just like I like watching him.
Yeah. So did you like him in Barbie?
You know what I did? He didn't give me like the
Ick
ick
vibe.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm just like, oh my god, he's so fun. He's just so fun to look at.
I heard that for that movie though, they hired him or they wanted him specifically as Ken because he was nice to work with, and it was also an all-female cast, or mostly
Yeah.
like female cast. So they wanted someone who would be good with women and be
respect.
polite. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. On
And
Ryan
he's
Gosling.
married too, I think, to
Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes, and I was like, ooh, he likes
Yeah,
Latinos.
and
Yeah.
Could have been me. That's what she's saying. Paul. Okay. Okay. He's a
Oh
good
my
pick.
God, that's funny.
That's approval. Okay.
Okay. Name your top 3 least favorite apps. Doesn't have to be dating apps, like any app.
Least favorite apps. I don't know. I actually don't like downloading airline apps. I don't know. I just feel
Really?
like they just take
up
space.
They just take up storage, and Knott's Berry Farm, because I download it every time I go and then I delete it, but then I download it every time I go just because I go so much more often than I expect myself to go. Yeah, so it would be Knott's Berry Farm. I don't know. There's like a ton of editing apps that I really want to work like.
Delete.
Yeah, I want to delete them. I do delete them. It's just an unnecessary apps. Yeah, I don't know.
But you have LumaFusion, so that's the only video-
LumaFusion and CapCut. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I feel like that's all you need.
Yeah, but there's just some apps that they're just there. I just
Yeah.
don't want to see
They
apps
have
that I
like
don't
one
use.
feature that you really want to use, and then the other features are like.
Yeah.
Sorry, this one's a little hard for me to answer. No, you're good.
It's okay. I feel like maybe you're just moving with purpose with every app that you have.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
But are you a Southwest person or are you not?
I am. Honestly, Paul's the one who like looks into all the airline stuff, so I could care less if it's
Good
like.
job, Paul.
Yeah, I was like, I'll be on Skyscanner, like pretty much getting
Yeah.
a cheap
Oh,
flight somewhere. Like, to me, it doesn't really matter. But then when I'm there, like, and I'm having like, I actually have a good seat, I'm just like, thanks, Paul.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's some good deals out there. I accept it. Okay, what are some foods you need in your life and you can't go without eating?
It would be bacon. I like bacon a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, chili cheese. I feel like yeah, I'm obsessed with chili cheese. I could eat it with everything.
Yeah.
Buffalo sauce.
Really?
I love buffalo sauce with everything.
You can marinate buffalo sauce with most
Sounds
things.
good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those are, yeah, I love those things.
Love
Nice.
it. All right. What are your go-to songs to sing at karaoke?
I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. I would say Wicked Now. The Defying
Yeah.
Gravity is pretty good. What else? Alanis Morissette, Ironic.
Mm-hmm.
That's an oldie but goodie. I think those would be my 3.
Yeah. You know, I put this question here because Ashley loves karaokeing. Like, I feel like she is the one who I know who will always be down for it. And she has her own karaoke machine at home.
Yeah, I got it for my birthday this year. I've been wanting one since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I finally found a good one where you don't have to spend like $1,000 on like the whole
Yeah.
system or whatever.
Yeah, because this one, the one that she has, it can go on YouTube and you
Yeah,
can,
it goes on YouTube,
Yeah.
and then it's Paul's parents got it for me. I think it was from Sam's Club, and it's like $220, which is like an absolute steal. It's still a little bit slow, but it's not It's not so bad.
No.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
pretty
actually
good.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there was me and Ashley, our friend group. We went to Big Bear with our Diane's birthday, and so it was this top floor was kitchen, food. Second floor was like karaoke, and then the bottom floor was like I think billiards. And me and Ashley were like the only ones on the karaoke floor.
Dude, yeah,
For, like,
Nina has a great voice too,
Oh my
by the
gosh,
way.
she has a good voice too. So and she does, and
Why
she
don't you guys sing us something?
Defying Gravity. But the thing is, I've also sung Defying Gravity with her before.
Oh yeah, she was like the only person who wants to sing Defying
Yeah.
Gravity with me.
It's a tough song.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
We just gotta get Popular down, Wizard and I, and then the Loathing song. I don't
Yeah.
even know what is this feeling.
Oh yeah, what is
yeah.
this feeling? Yeah, but I remember there's this time. This is a tangent, but there was this time when we went to Cervecito, and then it was the like live karaoke, or the karaoke where you have to go in front of a stage, and then
My favorite, by the way.
yeah, and Ashley went on this. She was talking about how this is like that live singing is better, and how she started getting into karaoke, and then this is also where she showed us her list of karaoke songs. And then I also always see Ashley like when we go to karaoke, and she's like, she hears someone else play a song, she's like, that's a good song. she writes it in her notes app.
I take notes.
Yeah.
I was telling Nina too that I like to like, let's say TIFF, you put some karaoke songs, because I'm like, hey, just put some stuff on there. I'm like, oh, so that's what TIFF likes to listen to.
Yeah.
Cool. Noted. Like, I feel like you can get to know people through like the songs that they can sing with their chest, you know? That's another good like date question. Like, what song can you sing in the car when you're alone? Because who knows, it could be like some like hardcore stuff, it could be EDM, it could be like classical, it could be a musical, and
Yeah, and then you just know.
it could be Pokemon, like the theme song. Like, I don't know. Like,
You know that one?
no, I don't. I don't know it that well.
What about like doing karaoke as a first date? Do you think that's a go or a no go?
If they're into it, then I would say yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Would
but
you want to do that with them?
yes. Only because they'll get to know who I am straight off the bat. And then if they think it's cringe, then I don't think it'll
They're
work
not
out.
your person.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
You need someone who matches your energy.
Yeah.
Respectful. Okay, next question. What's the most ridiculous reason you've ever cried for?
Ridiculous reason.
To give an example.
Oh, okay. I know. I did a hot wing challenge at Red Chicks, and I had a tender, and then I ate the tender, and then I rubbed my eye because I was crying, so I was trying to wipe away the tear.
Yeah.
And it got in my eye, so then I started
It's
crying.
burning. Yeah.
But that would be like, that's a
ridiculous
ridiculous
one.
yeah, because it was in front of people and people were recording it, so
yeah. I did that too.
Oh, you did?
At the same,
painful.
It's really hot.
Yeah, I remember you were there too,
Yeah.
right?
Were you guys just crying together?
I actually don't even remember.
I know. I think I had to like rush to the bathroom, and I
Yeah.
had my friend Sareem there, and she was helping me like wash it out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was so painful.
I know. And it's so hot too from them, and I was just trying to down this milkshake that they like had on the side, but it was so hot and you can't get it out of your eye really. And I had contacts and it just stayed on the contact. Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
painful.
But anyways.
Oh yeah,
Your
yeah.
next
That's
question.
when I cried.
Okay, what's your favorite animal and why?
My favorite animal. Damn, I just said lions earlier, but I mean,
Why do you like lions?
but the thing is, like, I actually like elephants. But honestly, I like Lion King. So it's like I think right now, lions are like just pretty awesome. It all relates back to Disney. Like I am like a Disney adult, but I don't really like putting it out there too much just because I don't know. I feel like everybody does, but I do love Disney, so
Yeah.
that's why I like.
The Disney.
Yeah,
Like the Lion
so I
King.
like lions. Mhm.
That's a good one.
I feel like I'm growing up with Simba because I'm like nowadays there aren't. I don't know if there's like a new age Disney cartoon that I can relate with because there's so
Yeah.
many newer ones now. I think Olaf. A little bit.
Olaf,
Oh
he's
yeah,
so
Olaf.
cute.
He's so cute. But yeah, I think Simba is pretty much like an OG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a good character. I'm excited. Are you excited for the live action or you like?
Oh, did you watch Mufasa?
I did. It was a great movie.
I should watch it. Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know because I couldn't tell from the trailer if it's good or not. But now they
No,
say it's really good.
So good. I mean, people, I think they put Beyonce's name in there, but honestly, she just came over like the slightest little bit, and then that's it. Or her voice did. But it's like the story of Mufasa. I'm not gonna give it away, but I didn't know going in what it was actually about, but I was hooked. There is music, so it's a musical, and it's just the story is so well, like it's done so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Watch Mufasa.
Okay, no.
Nice.
Influenced now by Ashley.
Yeah. I feel like I get really passionate about something.
Yeah. No. It's
Karaoke.
good. It's good because if you don't have like, that's a hobby, you know, like it's good to have hobbies. And
Yeah,
like, it's good to have
that's true.
likes and it's good to have passions because it makes you interesting.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay. What's the most unhinged purchase you've made at 1 a.m.? Could be 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or
Unhinged. I don't know. I buy a lot of party supplies because we like hosting stuff, and I know I'm not supposed to, but I'm just like purchase. I'll figure it out later. I don't even know where this decoration goes. There's that. What did I buy recently? I don't know. I really like. No, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. I just recently bought a Kindle, but it's only because I read like 8 books in January, so I let myself. I deserve.
Yeah,
it.
you deserve a Kindle.
Yeah, I deserve. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I think I could. Yeah.
do you get your books from the library or do you buy them?
I started reading them from the library, and then because they have free books on there and audiobooks.
Yeah.
And then I just went to go purchase some books that I liked on Amazon, and then so then I started reading those, and then Akatar, and I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so then I was like, okay, I'll just try out a Kindle, but I do like the act of reading a book. Actually,
Yeah, you're flipping through the pages and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Tiff?
Oh, sorry. What's the weirdest food combination you've tried that you actually really love?
I don't know if people think this is weird, but chili, cheese, and ketchup.
Together?
Yeah,
All together?
all together.
You put the sauce in. You
So
gather
it's like chili cheese fries, and then I just like bunch of ketchup on it.
That's cool.
That sounds good, actually. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah,
I need
I'm hungry
lunch,
too.
So maybe go find some chili cheese after.
I know.
Yeah,
because I was like, do you put the sauce together, or but you just put it as layers?
Yeah, there's that. I mean, I like I do like eating my cereal with like
Chili cheese.
warm milk
And ketchup and.
ketchup. Yeah, because I think like my sisters make fun of me because when I order Wingstop, I don't use like their ranch because I don't like ranch.
Yeah.
But I just like dip it in ketchup. I do like ketchup a lot, so I don't know. Some people think that's weird, but I'm like, who doesn't love ketchup?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I don't like ketchup.
Yeah.
You don't like ketchup?
No, I like ranch.
Oh,
Nah, I don't care. Ketchup is too tomatoey for me. So, but also it depends like where like ketchup is, because sometimes like it tastes good with one item versus another one. So.
True.
Yeah.
Wait, so you would eat your cereal with warm milk?
Mm-hmm.
Is it not soggy?
I like it. I feel like, why do I want it to like rip the roof of my tongue, like, or the roof of my mouth? I don't like.
But like the crunch, you're like missing out.
I don't think I need it.
Do you like oatmeal?
I do like oatmeal.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like oatmeal because it's mush, like it's too mushy. For
Mushy.
me.
Oh yeah, no. I feel like I'm a baby sometimes. I just like eating my food like super like.
Just a baby. Okay, this is gonna be the last question. But what's the one thing that people assume about you that's totally wrong?
I think I get a lot of comments saying like, oh my god, like from like business owners and stuff, like, oh my god, you look so good because you eat so much food and you're so like skinny. I was like, okay, first of all, no, I'm not skinny.
No, yeah, you are.
Like I fluctuate a lot, like and I have to eat really healthy like when I'm at home.
When it's the off.
Like even right now, I'm like I'm trying to fast for like 20 hours. And,
Really?
Yeah.
What hour are you right now?
I could. It's like I'm probably past 16 hours right now.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Maybe 17, but we're gonna eat yogurt after.
Yeah,
so
I
I was like, I was like,
is it 20 hours already?
healthy, okay? It's okay.
Yeah,
it's healthy.
That's true. It is healthy.
yeah, that's true. The goal is 20 hours, but I'm trying to, the minimum is 16. So I already passed 16.
Okay,
So
good.
then,
We made it.
yeah, so then I'll eat early today. And then tomorrow I'll eat, like, I'll try to do the
earlier.
20 hours again.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow. How long do you do the 20-hour durations, or do you only do that during the weekday?
I'm trying to do it every day, but the weekends I'm realizing that it's really hard because I gotta tell you, I feel like I like lost a little bit of weight like this past like
Really?
month just because
Just
I
from
was
doing the 20
fasting and then
Really?
not eating
Wait,
not
you-
drinking. I wasn't drinking for all of the
Yeah,
month.
that will help.
Yeah, I was like,
Cutting
oh
out
my
alcohol
God,
helps a
alcohol
lot.
is so
I know.
bad.
Oh, but you did dry January.
Dry
too.
January, yeah.
Okay.
And I was trying to fast for 20 hours a day, but
Dang.
it was like between 16 to 20 hours.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, we have to talk about that.
Yeah, and I was like, I really like to hear about like
yeah, that's interesting.
food stuff.
But yeah, no.
Yeah,
well, thanks
that's it.
for letting us like interview
Thanks for
you.
having me.
Yeah, no,
Pass
I-
the vibe check.
No,
You're like, except for the hot milk.
She's like,
weird.
and the ketchup. No, no, that sounds like a good combination. You might influence me. But okay, where can people find you on social media? Like on Instagram?
First date guide everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Lemonade, Red Note, YouTube. I'm missing one. Snapchat.
Yeah.
First date guide. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Thanks
Thank you for coming
on.
on. This was so much fun.
But,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so you guys can always see us every Tuesdays on YouTube and Spotify at Just One Bite Pod. We're here. Did I already say we're here every Tuesday?
Yeah, we're here
Okay.
every Tuesday, and you can follow us on Instagram also at Just One Bite Pod.
But yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, we'll see you
we'll see
next
you next time.
Bye.
Bye.